Okay, I thought my YouTube stream was on this entire time, but apparently it was not. So I feel kind of bad. So sorry about that. It should be on now, but oopsie daisy. Okay, let me try that again. You know, Amon, they will never buff Jur. They haven't done anything for him since 1900. Don't even get me started, man. Okay, we're finally getting into the nerfs, guys. The nerfs, which is important to a lot of people. Sovereign Sword, Zacian. Zacian is a Pokemon that was extremely controversial for a long time. Probably had one of the most busted releases amongst Pokemon for the entire history of Pokemon Unite with the early game Secret Sword exploit or bug, whichever you want to call it. But over time, they finally nerfed it to the point that it's like balanced now. Zacian is getting another nerf. So Sovereign Sword, which is the Unite move, it's changing from Unstoppable to Hindrance Resistance. Which is probably one of the biggest nerfs for the Pokemon itself. I'm gonna be honest with you. And not only Zacian, but Blaziken is right under, so I'll just kind of combine these two because the same thing is happening with Overheat. So Zacian's Sovereign Sword, which is the Unite move, and Blaziken's Overheat, which is the move that you charge up and then you just do a bajillion damage. They're both being changed from Unstoppable to Hindrance Resistance. Now, I am not even a Blaziken player. Like, I played it here and there just to, like, you know, play different things and try it out and practice a bit. But I'm not an active Blaziken player. And even I can like vouch that I just think that this is such a huge nerf for both Pokemon. Mainly because there's so much crowd control in the game that some Pokemon just need to be able to have a little bit of counterplay for those consistent situations that you're probably going to be encountering. So hindrance resistance refers to now it's just like the way I picture it is like when you start the charge move animation for either skill, like either the Ignite move or the Overheat, you're gonna be able. Well, that when I say you, I mean the enemy team is now gonna have the potential to interrupt your skill, and I'm not a fan of that personally. It's not like there are so many Pokemon. Like, there are not many Pokemon in the game that have like skills like this. So honestly, Zacian's Unite move was probably one of its biggest appeals. Like being able to, as a Zacian player, being able to channel your Unite move, not to use it like for offensive capability, but to be able to use it so flexibly by just pressing and holding your left trigger and then just like making sure that you're not getting CC'd in place, and then you can just cancel your Unite move and then you get it partially refunded, and then you can hit like 2 or 3 camps and then you get it back again. Like, honestly, it was just ridiculously OP. Like, I'm not like it's just it just gave you so much safety. When it comes to Blaziken, like that kind of holds true, but usually when you're using Overheat, it's to set up a play while you're sitting in a bush and then someone's walking by, or you are trying to contest an objective, whether it be like a Regieleki, a Reggie, Regidrago, Endgame Objective, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, whatever. Like, a lot of people still like to flip in Pokemon Unite, so being able to channel your Overheat to prevent something like that, or, initiate something like that, was always a staple part of Blaziken's kit. Like, obviously, Blaziken is still going to be a very competent brawler, but being able to interrupt Overheat is kind of a big deal, at least in my opinion. So we'll see how that plays out. Keep in mind that allegedly, this balance update is going to drop in 3 days on the 22nd. I don't know if that's true or not. So we shall see how these Pokemon fare. I definitely think that Zacian's position in the top lane may be compromised. Because I think they've nerfed, like, don't get me wrong. Compared to the old days of when Zacian first dropped, and now, it's a shadow of its former self. Like, it is, like, night and day. Like, it used to be top dog, no pun intended. Good in the jungle, good in the top lane. Both movesets were good. Now it just feels like they are nerfing it a little too much. Because they nerf all the skills, they nerf the base. They even nerf, like, the early game base skills, which is your quick attack and your slash. So you don't have as much early game threat potential because you're doing significantly less damage. Now I just feel like Zacian's kind of like, meh, whatever. Like, if someone plays it, I'm not gonna care. Blaziken, Overheat. I mean, I'll leave that to your own opinions. Like, whether you think it's a good thing or a bad thing, I mean, we might see less Blazikens, who knows. Mega Gyarados. Obviously, this is like the number one on the... This needed to be number one on the nerf list. Like, I don't know how anyone can say otherwise. Like, this Pokemon needed to be nerfed. Straight, like, it's that simple. So, Mold Breaker attack buff goes from 25% to 10%. So it's getting nerfed by 15%. Defense and special defense buff dropping by 20%. Waterfall in the Mega form, cooldown decrease on hit 30% to 20 down to 10%. So being nerfed by 20%. So 50% on the attack buff of Mold Breaker. Defensive stats when it comes to that being dropped by 20%, and then Waterfall also getting dropped by 20% per hit. So obviously that's a big nerf overall. Like, I'm sure if you played Mega Gyarados at least a few times, or even played against it, you'll probably notice a significant dip in the form of its performance when it comes to damage output. Whether that's enough or not, we shall see, but any nerfs to this Pokemon is well deserved. So, you Mega Gyarados spammers, this was a long time coming. Mega Charizard Y. So, I thought this was only applying to the base Charizard, but because this is essentially the same as base Charizard, in the sense that it only has the one skill, it kind of makes sense. So Mega Charizard's Y's Flamethrower is getting a buff, actually, because the regular Charizard's getting a buff. So I don't think they can separate it. Flamethrower's damage is getting buffed by 12%, just like the base Charizard. Seismic Slam is getting... Well, actually, if they can do this for... Well, different coding, whatever. Seismic Slam. The ultimate shield, 20% of max HP, is being reduced by half, so 10%. Speed buff on ult is being decreased from 50% to 30%, so it's dropping by 20%. So essentially, you're getting a smaller shield based on your max HP, so it's going from 20% to 10%, which is being reduced by half, and then you're losing 20% of your additional mobility from 50% to 30%. So that just means when you grab someone and you fly up in the air like How to Tame Your Dragon, you're going to be moving slower compared to how you are right now. Mega Mewtwo X. Attack 210 to 540, being dropped by 190. So being dropped to 190, and then your overall scaling to 520. So essentially, initially you're getting your attack dropped by 20, and then your max attack, at least basic attack or base attack, is being dropped by 20. So your base attack stats are getting nerfed. Teleport damage buff. 20% to 30%, or 20 and 30%. So this is referring to the base skill and then the enhanced skill. It's dropping to 10 and 20%. So being nerfed by 10% each. Future Sight, damage dealt buff. This is referring to obviously the base and enhanced skill, so 20% and 30%, being dropped to 10 and 20%. And then the cooldown is also getting nerfed as well, so it's going from 9 seconds, and it's increasing by 1 whole second. So, yeah, that just means you're gonna be able to use Future Sight a little less frequently. Like, 1 second is not the end of the world, but in some cases it could make a difference. Glaceon. I feel like a lot of people, it's funny because I feel like a lot of people forgot about Glaceon. Glaceon is something that not a lot of people were playing over the course of the weekend. Some people were playing it. Other people kind of, it's weird. Like, I keep in mind, Glaceon is still strong right now. And, like, the amount of people that, like, especially when I talk about EU. Like, if you saw those EU games, you're probably scratching your head, like, wondering what these guys were doing. Like, there were a lot of people that were playing Decidueye jungle, Greninja jungle. We saw Absol, we saw Talonflame, we saw, Decidueye, Inteleon, Greninja in the jungle. I think there was a Cinderace as well. Like, don't get me wrong, like, if you build a composition around those Pokemon, it can work under the right circumstances, but, like, if you're gonna be playing those Pokemon, why didn't we just play Glaceon? Like, people just slept on this Pokemon, and I'm just like, now, like, you didn't take advantage of it when it's still really solid, but now it's gonna get nerfed in a few days, and now you're probably never gonna play it. If you didn't play it now, in comp, you're probably not going to play it when it gets nerfed, so, I mean, like, you just missed out. But, yeah. Icicle Spear cooldown being nerfed by 1 second, so it's going from 5 to 6 seconds, and 8% damage decrease. Glacial Stage, the cooldown of the Unite move is being increased by 12 seconds. So not the end of the world. I mean, Icicle Spear mainly Icicle Spear getting targeted. The Icy Wind is staying the same. Scizor, boosted attack. Defense increase per stack 50% to 40%. So 10% decrease there. Swords Dance, attack buff 20% to 15%. So a nerf by 5%. Vaporeon. Stats. Fix the bug where stats spiked at level 5 instead of at level 4. Muddy Water, cooldown being increased by 0.5 seconds. 15% damage decrease. Flip Turn, damage and shield amount 15% decrease. And then Latias, Dragon Pulse cooldown 6 seconds to 6.5 seconds. Healing decreased by 10%. So Latias also getting a little bit of an adjustment as well. So overall, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's being changed in this patch. Some good, some bad, some deserved. Like I said, if I need to give an opinion on it, I don't think Darkrai and Psyduck needed to be changed at all. I think they were fine the way they were. Some people just didn't adapt to the fact that, like, obviously, like I said, I understand why they're doing it. It's because Darkrai's getting a skin through the treasure chest challenge. So, yeah, I know why, but I still don't agree with it. But, you know, greedy Timmy marketing. I mean, surprise, surprise. What else? Psyduck, I don't think it needs to be changed, but here we are. Charizard, I'm perfectly fine with, because it's regular Charizard, and they need to make it slightly better to be able to perform with the Megas. Galarian Rapidash, I'm fine with that. Garchomp, I'm honestly fine with that as well. I think the top lane meta pool right now is kind of diluted. Despite the fact that we have so many all-rounders, there's not a lot of things people like to play in the top lane. because there's just a clear, fine line of what Pokemon are objectively good, and then there's others that are just like not meeting the standard or threshold that you want them to meet so they can be playable in if you're a comp player. If you're not a comp player and you're just playing the game casually, you can play whatever you want. Like, don't even think twice about it. Like, if you want to play something, just play it. Like, at the end of the day, when you play like solo queue or like flex queue, whatever, a lot of the time you're going to be losing more because of your randoms than you are because of your personal picks. Like, if you are competent, if you can play something well or good, it's better that you play that, even if it doesn't necessarily fit the meta, versus playing something that is meta and you kind of just suck with it. So, there's that. But a lot of the time when you play solo queue, duos, trios, you are probably going to lose the majority of the time because of your randoms, emphasis on the dumb part, versus what you're, like, because of your personal pick. Where are the Wiggly buffs, Suicune nerfs? Yeah, surprisingly, Suicune and Blastoise kind of dodged the balance updates, which is a little surprising, but there's that. Like I said, Garchomp I'm fine with. Oh, I didn't even notice this. Somehow I kind of missed out on Comfey. Comfey's Floral Healing, 6% to 14% healing increase. And then Magical Leaf cooldown, 10 seconds to 9 seconds. So they're giving more sustain to Comfey, which is, they're trying to keep, like... The thing about Comfey is that although it's really, although it can be annoying, it doesn't have that same healing potential like a lot of other things. Like, now it's like you have Eldegoss, you have Clefable, you have, like Hoopa, things that can heal multiple members of your team at once. Like, I'm fine with them increasing the healing on Comfey because, like, no matter what, it can only heal one person at a time minus the Unite move. Like, not including the Unite move. This is just the floral healing skill. So I'm honestly, like, not too upset about it. Magical Leaf, I mean, 9 seconds is still pretty long cooldown. A lot of people will have been using Grass Knot anyways. So I don't think that the 1 second adjustment of Magical Leaf is gonna completely stop people from using Magical Leaf anyway. Oh, sorry, Grass Knot anyways. Tinkatong, I'm honestly fine with that. I don't really care that much. Ceruledge, it's getting some love after a long time. I'm fine with that. Trevenant, I'm fine with that too, personally. Zacian and Blaziken, I'm not upset about it. I just think it's a mistake. It doesn't, them changing these Pokemon, it's not going to change anything for me because I don't even play them that often. So, it doesn't really affect me. However, I do think objectively it is a mistake considering how much crowd control there is in Pokemon Unite. Mega Gyarados, I think it's just well-deserved. Mega Charizard Y, well-deserved. Mewtwo X, well-deserved. Glaceon, well-deserved. Scizor, I'm a little surprised considering Scizor is not something that I see played often, if I'm being honest. So I'm a little surprised about this change. I mean, there has to be a reason for it. Maybe people were playing it in comp, who knows? Or, in 5 stacks, or they're playing it in trios, I don't know. But when I play my solo queue games, I barely saw Scizor. I think I saw it maybe, once or twice when I was playing off-stream with Mero the other day, so... I don't know. We played, 20 games. I think we probably saw it, twice. And even then, it still... didn't really do that much, so whatever. Vaporeon, obviously this was well deserved. I still think that, as of right now, I think Vaporeon's the number 1 defender, so this is just well deserved. Latias, I think this is deserved as well. Latias is still a very strong support right now. It does damage, it's bulky, it has mobility depending on what moveset you're playing, and although it's a support, it's a pseudo annoying tank. Honestly, in some this support in some cases does more than your traditional ranged attacker. Because I don't know, it's weird. The fact that a support I would rather play Latias than I would play like a lot of range attackers in this game right now. At least in this current day and age. And of course, you know, you see all the silhouettes of all the Pokemon. And that's pretty much the patch notes, guys. So obviously, I'll link it once in the chat so you guys can, if you guys feel the need to look at it yourself on your own time, or if you just want to look back on it, these are the translated patch notes. Like I said, it's from El Chico, so you can just, you know, take a peek if you need to. There's also the visual graphic from Moy. He did say that there might be a few mistakes, but overall, it's just a visual graphic of showing you what's being changed and, you know, adjusted. When's the patch going live? Allegedly, it goes live on the 22nd. Allegedly. So, I don't know where I saw that. I saw it on someone's post. But yeah, allegedly it goes live on the 22nd, so that's 3 days from now. So yeah, we still have a few days of the current patch, and then all these changes drop. But yeah, that's the patch notes, guys. That's my opinion. That's kind of just like, you know, my initial thoughts. I'm gonna watch the off-stream games that I finished yesterday. These are the NA games. So we have what, 2 best of 3 series to get through, and then depending on how I'm feeling, I could either watch ACL or I can play some games. It really just depends. But these are the Evil Geniuses Dignitas games that were played off stream yesterday. They did not show any of these games because they had to rotate from day 1 and day 2. So day 1, Evil Geniuses and Dignitas played on stream, and then day 2, they rotated the teams around to give the other teams a bit of time in the spotlight on the mainstream. And this was just a community-hosted stream. So the difference between this is because they're not in admin view, you only get to see the perspective of... Well, like, because they're not in admin view, like, you don't get to see the draft, you kind of just see the games as they start. So I don't know what's banned, I don't know what's, like, what the draft was like. It's pretty much, once the game starts, and you just watch it for what it is. So, yeah, let's just see what happens. So it's Evil Geniuses versus IX Gaming. I do know the results because obviously I watched the stream live, or like the mainstream live. So obviously at the very end they showed the standings of the teams, but I still want to watch the games regardless. Sorry, I need to pause for a sec. I just need to fix my volume. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Okay. Let me start again.
Absol on the other side of Pokemon we don't often see. So this is already an interesting start.
We have one experience share on the side of Evil Geniuses. Ho-Oh is going to be sporting that one. Nope. Already off to maybe a crash, but nope, we are in the game. Ducky, just maybe a little bit of a late start there. We're going to see this Squirtle along with the Psyduck, which we've seen quite a bit yesterday, head towards that top path. Ho-Oh, along with this Mewtwo X on the purple side.
Not a crash, just a little bit of a buffer, a feature.
Oh, so we got an Absol Jungle inside of IX Gaming. So on the mainstream, as in like the live broadcast yesterday, Miraidon was banned a lot. So this is actually the first time I'm seeing Miraidon, at least from yesterday, because these are the off-stream matches. So Miraidon being picked by Evil Geniuses, Ho-Oh something also that hasn't been picked often because Blastoise and Vaporeon has been very dominant throughout the course of this tournament. But I'm assuming because Vaporeon wasn't picked, I'm assuming it was banned by one of the teams, so Ho was picked up. Umbreon was also picked up on the side of Evil Geniuses as well. Snorlax also getting a bit of love as well. Darkrai and Absol are,
I think that the EXP share changes kind of,
you know, uncommon picks, but we'll see how it goes.
You can still run it with the EXP share if you want it to roam. Otherwise,
but Absol has not been, like, the few times Absol has been picked, in the UCS this past weekend, it has not put up any results. I think I could be wrong, but I think it has a 0% win rate.
A little bit
So,
of a dance
yeah.
party right there between Roland and Whaley. Just trying to figure out if they wanted to go for an invade. Roland's certainly the type of player that loves to invade and live on that right side of the map if they can. Unfortunately for them, Burzy able to get that last hit. Now a War Turtle, not going to be stuck in that Squirtle stage.
Glad to see War Turtle at this point in the game. Obviously, you really need to get to that level 7, get the full evolution as soon as possible. Only then can that kind of top path Blastoise option be good. But from what we've seen, especially with the numbers earlier on stream, Blastoise is in, like, I believe the encounter rate was like 95%.
I don't know what it is. Like, hold on, wait.
Clearly, this is one of the best Pokemon right now.
Great secure there from Riker.
Oh, hold on. I gotta raise the quality.
On the
Looks a
Absol,
bit
not
choppy.
something that we see a ton of right now, but we actually saw a decent amount yesterday. So we'll see if Riker is able to get off to that fast start. But it is going to be a 4v2 up here. Burzy jumping in on the Ho-Oh Mewtwo, just trying to hide in this Speed Flux zone, waiting for Vin Diesel to come on in, but there's a lot of low HP bars. Vin able to dish out a lot of damage, and it's actually IX Gaming that's falling down a little bit.
Okay, well, great Hydro Pump right there from War Turtle. Burzy able to pick up a double KO streak and eventually will get KO'd. Roland made their way
That was
back
so
to
much
the
experience
top
going
half.
over
Really
to
good comeback for
Evil
IX
Geniuses.
Gaming,
Like, it was very back and
especially
forth,
as
but the
they
thing is, it just...
definitely lost that fight.
Ooh, this is actually going to be an
You don't want to,
electro
like,
drift Miraidon. So a
trading
little bit different from the
experience
charge
against a
game that we
team
typically
comp
see
that
right now in the meta.
scales better than your
Engage here from
team
Ducky, gonna pull
going
away
into the
a
late game
little
is
bit
just not
closer
ideal.
To the enemy side, it's going to be a Regirock up in this top path.
Like,
Already
Mewtwo
down
X with
half.
the Ho,
Snorlax
Miraidon
looking
is just,
in,
like,
gonna try to
pretty...
pull
Like, I know
off
Miraidon
the
wasn't part of
Evil
that, but,
Geniuses.
like...
That opens the door for
If
Blastoise.
I were to, like,
Secure.
pick a team comp on paper, like, I do like Evil Geniuses slightly better than IX Gaming.
Able to get that secure and IX
Like, IX Gaming don't have any range, it's just all a bunch of upfront brawly Pokemon.
Now 3 members of Evil Geniuses staying up there. Big Absol Unite Move will take out this Leafeon before they could get their Emerald 2-step out. Chris Smith next to fall and follow.
That being said, though, the fact that
the push works.
they had the number advantage in the top lane was just
First goal zone
enough for
break
them
is
to
gonna be
just
that
make
top
a very
lane. Here
aggressive
comes
play.
Curios trying to make a move. Unfortunately,
I'm not exactly sure what Miraidon was doing. Like, Miraidon wasn't there the entire time. They rotate from bomb to top, and then they just try to dive a 1v3. That is just very
these are very low
interesting,
goal zones
to
on
say the
right
least.
side, so Evil Genius is not really prioritizing it.
You know, I like Electro Drift here. I wonder if it was chosen for Electro Drift or after they saw kind of double Speedster. I guess on IX they went with the Electro Drift for more mobility. I think it's pretty good. It takes a minute to set up, and obviously you're gonna be subject to some more damage, but I think it's pretty decent into something like Absol and Darkrai.
Regieleki now getting chipped down to half. Here comes Ducky looking for a secure. There's the Snarl. There's that Midnight Slash once again. Uses it for the secure, and Regieleki making its way towards the Evil Geniuses side of the map. You have the Meteors falling down. Curios uses their Unite move. Liko looking for a way to try to get attached to the Miraidon. Unfortunately, unable to do so. Liko gonna have to try to dodge away. There's that Hydro Typhoon from Burzy. Regieleki almost is knocking on the doorstep, but Roland doing a good job of holding.
Leafeon is playing so far back right now.
Now getting attacked by the Mewtwo X, and Mewtwo X
Ew.
goes down. There's that Emerald 2-step. Very low HP bars for Evil Geniuses. They're going to go back towards the Speed Flux zone. Blastoise to the big KO. There's the Rekindling Flame trying to bring some Pokemon back.
Look at the Regieleki just dancing at the doorstep right here. Finally, it will go down.
I mean, they successfully defended. So, I mean, that was obviously the primary goal, but I was watching the Leafeon the entire time. They were playing so far back, and when they finally decided to come back to, like, participate in that skirmish, they united the Snorlax of all people in their Unite move animation, so it just seemed like a complete waste of
coming from Husky,
resources.
Yeah, it's not often that I like it.
I
just feel like Burzy is hitting like every single thing. They're really dispositioning the enemy team. They're using their surfs at the perfect time, and Evil Geniuses can't really seem to do too much about it at the moment.
And there's another secure. I know. There's a Registeel, so IX Gaming pretty much able to roam the map and do whatever they please so far. However, Evil Geniuses, is making a little bit of a dent in the score lead. 40 points in that bottom T2. Now we're going to fight over this T2 on the top side. There's that Hydro Typhoon, but it's Psyduck and Leafeon going down. You got to like that trade if you're IX Gaming. Curios going to Electro Drift into the Blastoise, pulling them closer is that Mewtwo X. Burzy trying to run away now. That it was the focus band pop, and Rollins, they're just waiting for them, and Riker with another secure on this Absol.
How is Burzy getting away from these moments? Curios very low will go
Yeah,
down.
I honestly don't like the fact that
Push from IX
in this game,
They
Curios
obviously
decided to go Electro Drift against his team comp, because you don't really want to be near these guys. Like, it's a Blastoise, it's Absol, you got Dark Pulse, Darkrai, Flail, Snorlax, and even Psyduck.
Fantastic right now, despite having a little bit of a deficit in terms of score. They are looking really good. I believe they've gotten most, if not all, of the objectives.
Oh, I just realized
Their
the
team
camera's
play is fantastic. If this Blastoise can grab, they're maybe looking for that 50 points
sneaky
in there, but they're trying to sneak in. If they can get that level 13, they're in a really good position.
It is going to be Regieleki down in this bottom path here for Evil Geniuses. I don't think IX Gaming really wants to pay any attention to it. They are really setting up
Who comes up with these
Kyogre in the
names?
central area.
The orgs that sponsor them.
Getting good positioning. Riker is going to kind of be the linchpin here. It's Riker versus then this Leafy.
Well, actually, I don't know if TI Gang are sponsored. I know IX Gaming are. Those guys are sponsored.
That could be the Leafeon.
That's the name of the org,
Ho-Oh,
but
I
yeah, I don't know.
We have to watch out for that rekindling flame coming out. If
the
you
lore
get
behind
Ho-Oh
their
down and
team
you
names, I have no
use
idea.
resources before the rekindling flame comes out, then this could be a difficult position for IX.
Miraidon has to vacate the premises. Kyogre starting to get chipped at by Burzy, and we had that 100 points on the backside. Ducky getting dangerously low, forced to use their Unite move. Pushes a couple of members of IX Gaming into harm's way, and Ducky is able to get away. Unite move from the Absol doesn't really hit a whole lot, but Mewtwo X is down here. Burzy continues to
Unite
put
move.
a little bit of pressure in.
Mewtwo, Unite move.
Is KO'd by the Leafeon. There's the secure, though. It's going to IX Gaming. Riker again.
Riker, though, very low right now. Psyduck goes down. Absol also going down here. Blastoise does get a KO. They have a shield available. Leafeon is still up as well. And we've got now Burzy and Smuglax running.
I was talking about this yesterday, by the way.
Will put them in the lead, but Mewtwo, look.
Like, I was extremely vocal about this yesterday when I talk about Umbreon players. Like, Umbreon players,
The Ho-Oh down and
Hate the premises. Kyogre starting to get chipped at by Burzy.
like, Umbreon players think they're, like, I don't know, I feel like these guys think they're, like, Jesus, and they're just, like, walking on water, and they think they can do anything. But, like, this guy... Here, wait, hold on. Like, pay very close attention to this guy. Like, this guy is already at less than half HP. Like, even if you can't see that right here, like, you can see that right here. This guy is literally less than half HP, and he's still running at the enemy team as if he's gonna be a threat just because he can dash forward with foul play and press the snarl. And then right when he's about to die, like, the Unite move is not like, you can use it aggressively, don't get me wrong, but obviously you need to use it under the right conditions. In this specific situation, this guy decides to run at the enemy team at less than half HP, and then right when he's about to die, oh, let's press the Unite move. Surely that's gonna save me from the inevitable 1v5 that I chose to take. And then they still die anyways. It just...
And we had that
like,
100
look.
points on the back.
Oh, runs at them, presses Snarl, running at these guys. Oh, guys, I got the stun. Don't forget to follow up on me. There's not the only person that's near this guy is the Ho-Oh. Everyone else, nowhere near. Like, yeah, you can see them on the minimap right here, but in the point of view of the cameraman, you can't even see the other two. Like, you could barely see this guy's feet. The other person down here, the Leafeon, is all the way down there. So, like, even if you got a 5-man stun, if you're jumping in by yourself with no follow-up, what do you think is gonna happen? It's like, objectively, this just makes no sense to me. And then, like, they just fumble completely. Like, after Umbreon dies, Mewtwo gets caught out shortly after, and then...
Ducky getting dangerously low, forced to use their Unite move. Pushes a couple of members of IX Gaming into harm's way, and Ducky
like,
is
Mewtwo
able to get
dies.
away.
Mewtwo also...
Unite move from the
Where did
Absol doesn't-
Mewtwo even go? Sorry, hold on.
Side Ducky.
position for IX.
Miraidon has to vacate the premises. Kyogre started
Okay, so
to
Mewtwo's in the
check back by
top
Bursey,
left.
and we had that 100
So
points
they were
on
in the
backside.
bush.
Ducky getting dangerously low, forced to use their Unite move.
Oh, they got Darkrai United. Oh, okay, that's it.
Mass pushes a couple of members of IX Gaming into harm's way, and Ducky is able
Yeah,
to
they
get
got Darkrai
away.
United and they
Unite move
got
from the Absol doesn't really
just
hit a whole lot,
1v1.
but Mewtwo X is down here. Bursey continuing to
Use
put a
it.
little bit of pressure in. Wailord is harm's way, and Ducky is able to get away. Unite move from the Absol doesn't really hit a whole lot, but Mewtwo X
And
is
then
down here.
Leafeon.
Bursey continuing
Leafeon
to put
united
a
the
little bit of
Psyduck,
pressure in. Wailord is
but,
killed
like,
by the Leafeon. There's the secure though. It's
they
going
needed
on
Leafeon for the
Gaming.
objective.
Riker again.
Riker, though, very low right now. Psyduck goes down. Absol also going down here. Blastoise does get a KO. They have a shield available. Leafeon is still up as well. And we've got now
Okay.
Bursey and Smuglax running to
good
this tier 2
block.
goal zone. This 100 points will put them in the lead. But Mewtwo, look where Mewtwo's going, up into the top path. We have Liko up in the top path as well. They might have to pivot back to try to stop this score from going in. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. No, you get 17 points followed by the 100. And EG is still in the lead, Kyle.
50 seconds left, 100-point deficit, but you still have some Kyogre buffs. IX Gaming going to need to look for a way in. Another surf here from Bursey, gonna suss out where Roland is, so a little bit of vision that way. Still holding 100 points is Liko.
Leafeon has Unite move and Mewtwo looks like they're going for another back half. They don't have Unite move, so it's a 5 versus 4 soon.
Here comes some Unite
yeah,
moves.
Mewtwo,
They're
that comes
starting
out.
to land down. Darkrai trying to find their way into score, and they get it, Husky! But it's not
7
enough.
for
They're still
71.
down 7.
They're still down. They need a couple more points in. Can they get it? We still have 12 points on this Snorlax right now. 7 points need to go
15.
in. I believe that's
Let's
it.
go.
I believe
That's
that's the 14. That's the 14 plus 30 points. IX is going to take this game number 1.
Holy cow, IX Gaming taking down Evil Geniuses in game 1. What an incredible show of composure for them. Patience is the key here, and they waited at the right moment. 5:45, 4.
I just want to point out that the overlay at the bottom is also reversed, like when the game ends. So IX Gaming are on the left, or sorry, IX Gaming are on the right, the bottom, but they're the team that won. Evil Geniuses are the team that lost, at least in this match. So it might be a little confusing to some people. Okay, so we can just play from right here. So after Absol gets the objective,
IX Gaming, Riker
they traded 1 for 1. Leafeon killed the Psyduck.
Psyduck goes down.
Absol goes down to the Mewtwo. They trade for 2 for 2. Snorlax is scoring bottom, 262 to 205.
As well. And we've got now Bursey and Smuglax.
Good zoning from the Snorlax.
This 100 points will put them in the lead, but Mewtwo, look where Mewtwo's going, up into the top path. We have Liko up in the top path as well. They might have to pivot back to try to stop this score from going in. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. No, you get 17 points followed by the 100, and EG is still in the lead, Kyle.
Darkrai almost sold this game, by the way. Almost.
But you still have some Kyogre buffs. IX Gaming going to need to
Like he was going for this. Like I think they just got very. They were very indecisive. It looked like they were going for the score on the tier 2. Then they're like, oh wait, I gotta go defend. Then they ran back to try to defend, but they were too late. And also because Mewtwo had the Kyogre buff.
Here comes some Unite moves. They're starting to land down. Darkrai trying to find their way into score, and they get it, Husky! But it's not enough. They're still down 7.
They're still down. They need a couple more points in. Can they get it? We still have 12 points on this Snorlax right now. 7 points
15.
need to go in. I believe that's
Let's
it.
go.
I believe that's it. That's the 14. That's the 14 plus 30 points. IX is going to take this game number 1.
Holy cow, IX Gaming taking down Evil. Yeah, we are waiting for the game. It does look like the game has started. We're waiting for it to come available on the spectate mode, which should probably be any moment at this point. Yeah, it should be any moment at this point. But
I mean, there's always the probability of it crashing during draft or something,
true.
and they had to like end up remaking it anyway. So you
Yeah.
know, there's always something like that going on with this game. It is
always
interesting.
something.
Like I think that all things considered, they have been able to like move through the matches fairly quickly. I feel like in previous years we haven't, like, it's no matter what, even if there's crashing, if there's not crashing, whatever, I still feel like it's just taken forever to get through everything. But so far it seems like it hasn't. So Well, looks like we've got our game up. This time, somebody let Vaporeon in for some reason. Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, and we are going to get a Leafeon, but this time it's going to be in the hands of IX Gaming. Zacian hitting the board. Vin Diesel going to be on Glaceon this time. So we do have a couple evolutions hitting the map here. Another fun fact, IX Gaming is the only team that has not lost a map for North America.
Okay, so best record so far. Let's see if they can keep it. Vaporeon going to the bottom path. So this is interesting. We've got Mewtwo Y as the attacker. We kind of left Miraidon in the dust. And this time Riker has gone with the Leafeon, which makes me wonder, did they take the Leafeon away, or did their Absol, maybe get banned out? Or did they just like the idea of Leafeon better with something like Buzzwole that has a lot of CC and disposition? I guess, we'll see in the end what the bans ended up being, but already Burzy moving in.
And Riker also moving down towards his bottom
Oh,
path.
it's funny because I was saying this before I started watching these games, but
Ducky, although going back to the Pokemon Center early on, and
I was literally saying that
that speed flux zone,
I don't think
some points rain in for IX.
barely anyone played Glaceon on the live broadcast, but it's funny that the second game of the off-stream matches you see it. But they're actually playing Icy Wind though.
Like we probably saw Blastoise get banned. Oh, look at this!
So Icy Wind in comparison to Icicle Spear,
on main broadcast, I think
you're going just for upfront burst
consider running Icy Wind rather than the Icicle Spear.
rather than like DPS over time.
You got, like, a Leafeon,
Overall,
a lot of burst damage.
you can do more damage with Icicle Spear, but
the top side 2v2.
it's not upfront damage. Like, not to mention it can be body blocked, so damage can be mitigated.
Go ahead and hit that last hit.
Icy Wind, whoever you target, is just taking that upfront damage right off the rip.
As I say that, we finally have a Clefable.
This is a
Like, yeah, you can shield it, but
I wonder if we'll see
it has less counterplay because it's basically
you
a
can just kind of sit with the
dash and
Zacian
click.
and heal it over and over again. I don't know if there's going to be enough damage from IX to take it down. So I guess we'll have to see how far ahead IX can get with this Leafeon. So far, their level 6 is matching the Glaceons. Now level 7, looking for a Unite move as soon as possible.
Trying to get this 27 points in, but they're going to have to retreat a little bit as Leafeon did get another stack in. Vin Diesel come up to the top path. Now going to attack Wailord. There's that side strike. Whaley going down. There's going to be the sacrificial lamb. Burzy pops their eject button, gets to safety. Citrus Berry gobbled up there by Riker. Now they're trying to push forward as Evil Geniuses is trying to go on in and siege this T1 goal zone, but as I say that, they see the writing on the wall and they're going to retreat on backwards, and we're going to take a look at this 1v1 down bottom.
Yeah, they're just going to let it go here. They don't really want to go for a push and lose any members of their squad. Liko just dealing with the Vaporeon in the bottom side, while Burzy now moving in on this Glaceon and immediately into the Emerald two-step will take down 2 there. What a great combo play from Burzy and Riker.
They want this T1 goal zone. They're certainly going to have their way with it. If they can break it, that would be fantastic, and that is a Regieleki up in this top half.
Yeah,
so
I'm not
they're
exactly
playing for
sure why
scores up
Evil
in the top
Geniuses
half
tried to
as this
take a
Registeel waits
3v4
down at the
fight
bottom.
on top of the
Feel
fact
burned here
Leafeon
with
had their
IX
Unite
Gaming.
move
That's
ready
the
to go
first
for that
objective of the match.
with an underleveled Zacian and, well, basically an underleveled top lane.
Liko trying to get a secure. They're not going to be able to out-secure the Icy Wind with 4 members against them. They are going to be able to take down this Darkrai. Here comes the support and defender squad from IX, and it looks like EG is going to pull away here while Riker tries to push this Regieleki in by themselves. I mean, they're level 10 against a level 7.
Oh my
I don't
god.
know if it really matters that the Zacian's on path.
Seeing Leafeon just straight up 1v1 Zacian on pad is just so sad.
But they still had plenty of damage in the tank,
Oh,
unfortunately.
they're
But that is
in the
not...
cookie jar there. Level 11 going down at the hands
Alright,
of Evil.
let me pause it right here. Like, you guys just saw what happened. So basically, Leafeon was playing aggressive. They basically 2v1 the top lane. They killed the Clefable, killed the Zacian. The Regieleki crashes. Keep in mind that this is a level 10 Leafeon. So, to summarize it, they scored, what? 54 points. 54 points on the top tier 2, and they got 2 kills. But those 2 kills are on 2 lower level people. Technically speaking, the Zacian is 3 levels down and the Clefable's 3 levels down. do you think it's worth it for the Leafeon, or do you think it's not worth it?
No, it
Because
really
after that,
matters the
like, you
Zacian
see what
is
happens.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We have a level 9 Glaceon and a level 9, oh sorry, level 8 Mewtwo
They still had
collapsing.
damage in the tank.
Oh, they're gonna
Unfortunately,
get them.
hands in the
They're
cool.
Like, do you think that's worth it, or do you think it was not? Because now Kyrios goes from level 8 to literally level 10.
Level 11 going down at the hands.
And then,
of
Glaceon also gets a level as well.
XP for EG.
Yeah, I think Riker maybe got a little bit too confident.
So collectively, you're giving away 3 levels for 56 points and a bit of experience. The experience you get from scoring and killing 200-level people. I don't think that's worth it.
Really solid, looking for more levels, potential opportunities to get some picks, but EG responding really well here, playing around this Clefable. They will take down one, potentially pushing onto this tier 1 goal zone.
4v1 here, force the Unite move out, and that's a double KO for the Zacian. Now it's Evil Geniuses attacking this T1 on the top side. They go ahead and break it. 160-175 your score here. Still small lead here for IX Gaming, but Ducky, level 10 against Darkrai Liko, level 9. So this Vaporeon's looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, Vaporeon, obviously one of the best Pokemon in the game, banned in most of the games here, but Ducky playing it very well. It's a defender that gets levels easy, which is always a very valuable thing. Plus, it's an Eevee, and all the Eevees are the way that they are. But in the top path, we've got IX moving up here for this Regieleki. I could totally see them looking for a push with this second Regieleki here, but this is a pretty free objective for them, so we'll see how they handle it.
It's already down to half, so no response here from Evil Geniuses. Zacian actually is going to respond to the T2, make sure that doesn't go on in. Instead, the rest of Evil Geniuses going down to this second Registeel buff. Here comes Liko, going to attack Kyrios. It's getting dangerously low. Whaley going to hit a Psychic, push Vin a little bit away. There's that Icy Wind Secure, this time on the Registeel. There's that Emerald Two-Steps, going to take a KO on the Mewtwo.
Yeah, wow, and look at this. The combos again from Riker and Burzy, but Vaporeon, so tanky. 3 members of IX trying to chase it down. It doesn't even really get it to half. Liko currently has a Unite move. They are going to...
I wonder what Unite statistics are like.
Yeah, but they're looking for a target for it. Burzy,
in what way?
Will be able to get the combo out on Chris.
Because they do have Unite statistics, but like, what are you referring to specifically?
They will lose the Darkrai, but they got a couple of valuable picks of their own.
They just absolutely kidnapped that dog and pushed them into the enemy territory. Now it's Evil Geniuses trying to get this T1 on the bottom side. Psystrike going to connect onto Smuglax. Very low HP bar. Trying to get some healing from this T1 goal zone. Mewtwo gets the best of them. That's the only KO found so far. Here comes Riker with the Emerald Two-Step. Gets away, but not for the entire time, as Ducky is able to close out that KO.
Wow, but the block from Liko's Darkrai right there, making sure that for a second Riker was able to get back, but still level 13 on that Leafeon, but they have gone down a couple times and given up some experience back the other way, so Evil Genius is not very far behind. They've got 4 level 12s, should easily be able to grab some level 13s. Really interesting, because we've had Ducky kind of playing like the roaming Vaporeon the entire time, so they are at a really high level. They'll likely be one of the first Pokemon to reach level 13 on that side, which, yeah, there they are, right? As I say that, you wouldn't normally
How often people win when they secure X objective, Y amount of times, or how often people win when they secure Ray? I think they had, I think they did have a statistic like that. I just,
sneaky score. Unfortunately,
don't remember the top of my head.
Almost every member of Evil Geniuses now, that's gonna be at a little bit of an advantage down in this bottom path as they look for some
like they
look to break it.
They do show a lot of statistics during the production, but I don't think that they have.
EG to maybe respond there, but it is a Reggie Rock.
Like, if you're not watching the stream, for example, I don't think there's a location where you can actually look at those statistics, unless someone like reposts them. I think I'm not 100% sure though.
A little bit longer to see, before the what map is this even? Is this Groudon? I don't even know. Oh, it's Kyogre. To see when Kyogre spot. I forgot to keep. I literally keep forgetting to look at what map it is throughout the day. But IX down a little bit, but both teams in a really good position right now. Levels are very even. Look at this. Already jumping in. They isolate Ducky with a good block. Nobody is there to respond just yet, though.
Leafeon hiding in the tall grass on the top side, looking for an angle to maybe attack. There's a Psychic. He's going to pull Curios in some disadvantageous position. Forces the Unite move out, and Curios is down. Now we have the Vaporeon going to attack Burzy on this Buzzwole. There's that Emerald 2-step. No KOs found just yet. Still just the Mewtwo. Some low HP bars. Burzy goes down at the hands of Vin Diesel. Chris Smith trying to run away. Riker on hot pursuit, unable to get him. Great block there from Smuglax. Here comes Liko trying to defend for IX Gaming. They are going to be able to get over to safety, but they're still down. We're going to have a refight.
I don't know how Chris Smith gets out of that situation. They were on less than 1 HP, just so tanky from both sides, and nobody able to do enough damage. Now we still have a Darkrai Unite move, so they can choose whoever they want. Isolate Whaley will get caught out here. Great icy wind there from Vin. We still have
Still a very close game, but only a minute left. Keep in mind, because the points are so close, they don't necessarily need Kyogre to win.
Their Unite move back.
Like that's the thing. Like some people kind of tunnel on. Like one good backcap can do it, but
going to take the Glaceon into the worst nightmare. Vin will go down, Kyle.
Okay, we have some KOs found. Just the Leafeon right now. Smuglax laying out the block. Glaceon down. And now we have 3 members of IX Gaming down as Liko's trying to run away. Trying to make a mad dash to some of these goal zones. But EG on the backside going to get 100 in the top, 100 in the bottom.
now it's over. Wait.
Vin will go have a refight here very soon. It looks like they're kind of converging around each other. Curios already in the center of that pit. Liko going to take the Glaceon into the worst nightmare. Vin will...
You know what's crazy? The fact that when Leafeon died, they got their Unite move like 5 seconds after they died.
Down, Kyle.
Okay.
If they were that close to their Unite move, they could have potentially just farmed a piece of farm. Rather than play aggressive like that and get caught out.
Trying to run away, trying to make a mad dash to some of these goal zones, but EG on the backside gonna get 100 in the top.
Alright, let's start from the beginning. From the beginning of the team fight, I mean.
Forgot to keep, I literally keep...
So 2 minutes on the clock, 230 to 204, so only a 26-point lead in favor of Evil Geniuses. Keep in mind, when it comes to team comp on the side of IX Gaming, they don't have any range, so they can't pull Kyogre safely. So it's either gonna, when I see a team comp like this, unless they 5-man the pit, essentially it's gonna be a team fight or a back cap.
There's a Psychic.
There's a eject button from Buzzwole, Superpower, forcing the Unite move from Mewtwo X. Now it's a 5 versus 4.
Burzy on this Buzzwole. There's that Emerald 2-step. No KOs found just yet. Still just the Mewtwo. Some low HP bars. Burzy goes down at the hands of Vin Diesel. Chris Smith trying to run away. Riker on hot pursuit, unable to get him. Great block there from Smuglax. Here comes Liko trying to defend for IX Gaming. They are going to be able to get over to safety, but they're still down. We're going to have a refight.
I don't know how Chris Smith gets out of that situation. They were on less than 1 HP, just so tanky from both sides, and nobody able to do enough damage. Now we still have a Darkrai Unite move, so they can choose whoever they want.
Psyduck getting caught there was really unfortunate as well.
Great icy wind there from Vin. We still have 1 Unite move on the board, and Riker doing a little bit of farming up in that top path to see if they can get their Unite move back, and we could have a refight here very soon. It looks like they're kind of converging around each other. Curios already in the center of that pit. Liko going to...
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of miscommunication because, everyone on the side of IX are doing their own individual things, and while they're all making their own, micro decisions, someone's getting punished in the process. So, okay, it starts off okay.
In the tall grass on the top side, looking for...
So, nice stun from the Psyduck. Then they get pulled. There's the eject button. There's a Smackdown Superpower. They're also getting CC'd by the block. Curios gets caught out. Force the Unite move. They still get punished. It's a 5 versus 4.
Now we have the Vaporeon going to attack
Buzzwole goes in with their Unite move. Then the Superpower. Then the Emerald 2-step. Glaceon pops Unite move. There's the Power Nap as well. Darkrai with Dark Pulse. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. But at the bottom line, is the only person that dies is the Buzzwole, at least right now. So now it's a 4 versus 4. Darkrai tried to Unite move the Zacian, but they got out of range. So that's on cooldown as well now.
Trying to defend for IX Gaming. They are going to be able to get over to safety, but they're still down. We're going to have a refight.
I don't know how Chris Smith gets out of that situation. They were on less than 1 HP, just so tanky from both sides, and nobody able to do enough damage. Now we still have a Dark... I don't know how
Okay,
Chris
I
Smith
want you
gets out
guys
of
to
that
pay attention here, because this is where things start to kind of fall out of sorts when it comes to how the endgame is played. So, what basically happens here is Leafeon goes to farm, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because there's still time. Like, you're only down 26 points, and you still have over a minute. So to me, if you're able to get your Unite move back before the game ends, I think it's actually worth it to farm. I do this a lot in solo queue. Like, I use my Unite move for the team fight if I'm taking part of the team fight, and then if I can get it back again before the game ends, I'll be more than happy to try and do so. So if anything, Leafeon should have communicated properly that they're going to farm, and the rest of the team shouldn't be, like, going out of their way to potentially be getting caught out by, like, this person, that person, like, whoever. But then, in this order, so, you know, L goes to farm, you know, I'm abbreviating it, but, like, Leafeon goes to farm, and then Psylocke gets caught, and then Buzzwole also goes to farm. So I'm doing very simple stuff. So Leafeon goes to farm, then Psyduck gets caught, and then Buzzwole goes to farm, and then it's just like, why are we all just like scattering in a very tense moment of the game? Like, keep in mind, guys, like, yes, I know it's a high pressure situation. It's easier to backseat and say like, oh, Chen, you can't do any better, or like blah blah blah. But the thing is, like, that's why communication in a team game is that important. Like, you guys have to communicate effectively and vocalize what it is that you guys are doing so people can play accordingly. Like, if one person is going off to farm, then the other 4 people should either be playing relatively passively, unless they see like, the exception being unless they see a prime opportunity where they can make a play. Darkrai has Unite move. So if Darkrai is able to get their Unite move off, and Leafeon's able to get their Unite move back, they still could have been in a prime position. But then things go horribly, horribly wrong.
situation. They were on less than 1 HP, just so tanky from both sides, and nobody able to do enough damage. Now we still have a Darkrai Unite.
So, like, here,
can choose
Psyduck gets caught out, Leafeon's coming back, now Psyduck is dead, and Buzzwole's just spawning.
whoever they want.
So now you have the, you know, one person goes through the revolving door, the other person, like, one person exit, one person comes back in.
And Riker doing a little bit of farming up in that top path to see if they can get their Unite move back, and we could have a...
And then Buzzwole is trying to farm now, but the other team, like, the rest of the team members are going aggressive in the pit.
Glaceon into the worst nightmare. Vin will go down, Kyle.
Okay, we have some...
And then by the time Buzzwole gets here, you've already lost the Darkrai Unite move, you lost the Leafeon. And by the way, it looks like Leafeon's Unite move got cancelled because when they died, their Unite move actually came back up. So, I'm not exactly sure what happened.
But they're still...
Oh, no, sorry, they never had it, sorry. That's my mistake, they never had it. They just got it back after they died. So yeah, like 5 seconds after they died, they just got it back.
Okay, we have some KOs found. Just the Leafeon right now. Smuglax laying out the block. Glaceon down. And now we...
Who did Darkrai Unite move, by the way? I know the first time it got cancelled because Zacian got out of range, but who did they try Unite the second time?
A little bit of farming up in that top path to see if they can get their Unite move back, and we could have a refight here very soon. It looks like they're kind of converging around each other. Curios already in the center of that pit. Liko going to take the Glaceon into the...
Oh, okay, so they united the Glaceon and actually got the kill. But then the moment they came out, they also pretty much got punished.
KOs found. Just the Leafeon right now. Smuglax.
Oh, no, they survived.
Glaceon down, and now we have 3 members of IX Gaming down as Liko's trying to run away, trying to make a mad.
Okay, so I see what happened.
Gold zones, but EG on the backside gonna get 100 in the top.
So Leafeon went to go farm. Psyduck gets caught out. Buzzwole went to go farm. Leafeon dies before they get the Unite move back because they tried to force Kyogre. Buzzwole also wasn't able to get their Unite move back. So, like, if you're not going to be able to get your Unite move back, I don't know why you're farming. That's one thing that should be pretty straightforward. Like, farming in the endgame only really matters if you're able to get your Unite move. If you can't, then it's just a waste of time.
In the bottom, EG likely taking this game. IX Gaming fall.
Yeah, that was game number 2. So now we're going into game number 3.
IX Gaming. Let's take a look at these compositions. We are going to get that Clefable again, but it's going to be a little bit different from IX Gaming. We have, instead of Liko on that Darkrai, going to make a little bit of a move to that Mewtwo Y instead.
All right, so EG as well, very similar composition, except it looks like this time Vaporeon was banned out again, so Ducky going to move back to the Umbreon. Other than that, everything is the same, or no, is it Mewtwo X now?
Mewtwo X on the left side.
Okay,
Yep.
So we've got
Mewtwo Y on
X
IX.
kind of playing in the bottom path, like attacker slot. And look at this, Liko also on the other Mewtwo, so everybody's out here on the Mewtwo's.
Yeah, a lot of Mewtwo's. No Mew, kind of lacking here in this set so far. We saw a decent amount of it yesterday, specifically Citadel Gaming Flareon's using it a lot, but Riker, early rotation up to the top path, looking to make a little bit of a wave up there. The bottom path, Smuglax, trying to get some last hits against...
Honestly, I'm not a fan of this
and I believe
playstyle.
they were able to
Like,
get-
I know a lot of people do it for the early map pressure. Like, Leafeon,
this time, Riker heading up into the top.
like, obviously, Leafeon was the initial jungler. They go to their jungle. They go for Baltoy, or sorry,
level 4, and EG
you know,
has really given them
Baltoy buff Baltoy, whatever. And then they leave the other half of their jungle. Like, you can see that these two camps are still up. Considering they're playing, like I feel like it's just a waste of experience.
Evil Geniuses pivoting towards this top path. Nice play by Ducky there. Foul play. 2 members into a little bit of
If
harm's
anything,
way. Icy Wind unable to get the KO.
like, someone should have cleared the blue buff at least,
Actually curious,
and then they could have went
did a good
bottom.
job of holding their own.
But
Icy Wind looks really good. I think Riker has to get a little bit further ahead and then just kind of target down that Glaceon. You know, the problem is the passive is really, really good. So if you do throw an Emerald 2-step before breaking its passive, then the Glaceon with that Icy Wind can still take you down. Either that, or you see an Icy Wind Glaceon on their side, you gotta start going for, like, their blue buff. Like, take their blue buff away, because then they can't keep the Icicle Spears up for a long period of time. So a little bit of scuffles going on, but no KOs for either team.
Yeah, it's been kind of a stalemate between all of this. I thought Liko is almost going to take out Ducky there, just enough shielding from that T1 goal zone. This might be the big KO that everybody was looking for. Evil Geniuses getting to take Smuglax on a trip back to the Pokemon Center as Liko is trying to find enough damage to maybe damage some of these HP bars low enough to find a knockout. Gonna Mewtwo Mega Y Unite into Kyrios. So that's a lot of a big pull right there. And we do finally get a KO for IX Gaming.
oh,
Great
the
pull
baited.
there, but unfortunately, Glaceon still around.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why Mewtwo X is hard diving the Mewtwo Y behind the goal
We
zone.
do finally have a level 7 up here on this Blastoise.
Like they literally just walked past the goal and started walking to the flux zone for a potential kill, but
They were able to take that, but they went for
not exactly sure why. It seems strange to me.
There's a nice little surf there to try to section off these Natu family away. And on the bottom side, it is a Regirock. Riker throwing...
There is a level 8 Leafeon on the side of IX,
Ducky.
but we also got a
Not
level
enough
9
damage just
Glaceon on the
yet.
side of Evil
Another
Geniuses.
scuffle towards the central area of the map, and it's going to be a 3v3 here. Psystrike Mewtwo on Mewtwo
Once again, it's
Prime.
also an Icy Wind,
Wind's gonna
so
connect on Smuglax, but a nice little block there absorbs a lot of that.
you got
damage
more
there.
mobility
So that
and
glacial stage,
more
Riker
upfront
looking
burst.
for a way to secure it.
Regirock
It's
secured by the
actually
foul
Ducky
play
on
from
the arm.
Umbreon, which is pretty
Wow,
huge.
Ducky with a good foul play there.
Leafeon goes down as well
Got
without
Lulu
even using their
with
Unite
his
move.
Unite move, and this looks like a whole different Evil Geniuses right now. IX falling very far behind. They're not able to keep up during these team fights, and nobody is touching Vin on this Icicle Spear Glaceon. Icy Wind.
Oh.
It's not Icicle Spear, it's Icy Wind.
Icy Wind. But they did get a KO right there. Ducky is the lone member to go down for Evil Geniuses, and IX Gaming 4 members down here looking to siege this T1 goal zone. Roland burns the XP. He's going to have to run away there. Follow me just to get back to that T1 goal zone. And the Moonlight Healing is going to be enough to, keep these HP bars full down in the bottom path.
We do now have level 9 on Burzy. They will be able to chase out Chris Smith for the time being. Smuglax moving in on Kyrios, who is now level 9 as well. IX isn't really falling far behind in terms of levels, but nobody has been able to do anything to the Glaceon in the backline, and I think that they're focusing really hard on how they might be able to stop Vin, and unfortunately, it's leading to some situations like this where we've got... Whoa, that was an interesting call to use the Unite move in that situation. Okay.
What did Whaley ever do to you, Vin? That's a big KO right there.
Like, I'm gonna pause it right here, just because, like, I feel like it's kind of important to vocalize the quote-unquote top lane meta in comp play. This doesn't, it's not like it happens every single game, but it happens fairly frequently. When, and it's very reminiscent of League of Legends, because back when I used to play, this happened a lot as well. Basically, this common situation of top laners just kind of sitting in the top lane, and like top lane just basically becomes its own little island. Like, you have the center lane, you have the bottom lane, and then you have the top lane. Eventually it reaches the point where it becomes a 1v1 in the top lane. In this case, it was like Blastoise against Zacian for a good majority of the time. You can also see that we're also approaching like the 5-minute mark, so basically half the game is already over. Like, yeah, you had the initial laning phase, but then once you're left to fend for yourself, it just becomes like a wet noodle fight, a very like bland stalemate of you're pretty much not doing anything until someone from your team or the enemy team breaks the stalemate. In this case, you have Leafeon Leafeon right here, finally rotating after everything that was happening down the bottom lane. So they rotated, and then now it's a 2 versus 1. And honestly, I'm just not a fan of this, just because... Yeah, I understand that you need to stay top lane to kind of hold your lane, and you don't want to leave to... Like, you don't want to leave unless you have a good reason to, because basically that just means Blastoise is probably just going to have a free lane. But at the same time, when you spend half the game basically doing nothing, and yes, I understand that they tried to, you know, contest the objective here. It's like, basically, you spend half the game just sitting top lane, trading damage with the Blastoise in a 1 versus 1. But overall, you're not really having an influence on the game. And, like, it has nothing to do with, like, these players specifically. Like, this is just something that happens in comp play a lot. And sometimes it even happens in the bottom lane. Like, it's not necessarily limited to just, you know, the top lane area over here. Sometimes it happens in the bottom lane where, you know, people rotate, they leave their side laner, and then it just becomes like a 1v1 supportal combat in the bottom lane, whatever, and then they just sit there for all eternity. And then by the time the game's over, it's like they contributed for like 1 or 2 little skirmishes, and then they don't really have a major impact.
Interesting call to use the Unite move in that situation. Okay.
Like you can see there, they tried to smite Regieleki with the Unite move, but...
IX Gaming getting that Regieleki and also taking out Chris Smith. Curios and Hot Pursuit trying to pull in Burzy. Able to do so, but there's that Hydro Typhoon in response. Surf is going to section off 2 members, push them away. Psychic from Whaley unable to pull anybody in, but Regieleki...
That is a huge Surf and Hydro Pump. Huge.
Is going down here as Regieleki walks in. Goal zone looking to go down.
Great Surf there from Burzy, able to get 2 with the aftermath of it. And able to... Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay, sorry. Couldn't speak anymore for a second.
I mean, the one good thing is that finally, because they broke the bottom tier 1 over here, it finally breaks that top lane stalemate. So then now, the Indini spawn, you have Zacian, you know, farming the top lane. They still haven't left the top lane, and now it's 6 minutes into the game. So, yeah, same thing with Blastoise. Like, Blastoise is kind of just chilling.
Look to secure, but Riker's too strong there. Gets it with the leaf.
I thought for sure the Icy Wind honestly had that there, but no Unite moves just yet here for either side as we're moving forward. Snorlax will go down. Obviously, they use the power nap in there. We do have the Glacial Stage coming out, looking for opportunities. We see Liko looking for the Psy Strike. Will hit the Glaceon. Here comes the Emerald 2-step. It's countered immediately with Ducky's Unite move.
And there's a big surf right there. Blastoise able to take out that Glaceon. It's actually Mewtwo Y. Now Clefable, the next pin to fall. Kyrios gonna teleport away. Liko in hot pursuit on the Mewtwo Y. Able to connect on Ducky. They go down. 35 points looking to go on in. IX Gaming, full siege on the bottom pad. And they're breaking it. 203-38.
Look at that. All of a sudden, they just came alive in this mid-game and started getting some really high-value picks. I think maybe Vin got a little bit too excited and moved farther forward than they should have in some of those moments, and that gave the opportunity for IX Gaming to capitalize on it. Whaley. Oh, poor Whaley getting caught here. They will get a berry, and oh, did they get out? No
way.
No, okay, they don't get out. But they did have to use 3 members of Evil Geniuses to chase them down. Chris Smith in the top path trying to rip down this Regieleki. It looks like IX might just let them have it here. Opportunity for Burzy, but not able to get there in time.
Not in time at all. 2:44 on the clock as Regieleki walks towards this T1 goal zone of IX Gaming. If Kyrios and Chris Smith hovering to see if they can maybe find a KO. Almost gets one on Leafeon. That could have been very dangerous for IX.
Wow.
However, they turn the tide, get the Zacian. Waylord might be going down on that Psyduck. Riker's going to have to run away. They do. They might have to yield this T1 goal zone. Burzy dangerously low, and they go down.
I mean, I think at that point, you just kind of...
Yeah, like, to me, this is also kind of weird as well.
They realized that they overstayed, and they sent all...
Dangerous. They turn the tide, get the...
Because, like, this is one of those things that, like, I can honestly probably look back at some of the games that were played throughout the course of this weekend, and this situation has become so common that at this point, it just kind of begs the question, why? Yeah, okay, so let me rewind it back just a little bit further. Like, let me rewind it here. So, initially, it starts off as a 2 versus 3. If you want to include the Regieleki, it's like 2.5. Like, Regieleki's half a person. Not as potent now because it is a late game. But you have the other 3 people. So yeah, Zacian gets punished for being a little too aggressive before the rest of the team shows up. But now it's a 4 versus 2. Like, at this point, if your team is not in a position to, you know, defend this goal, like, right over here, it's a 4 versus 2. Technically, if you want to include the Zacian before they died, it would, like, okay. It started off as a 2.5 versus 3. And then it ended up becoming a 4 versus 2 in favor of EG. So, like, at this point, you already know your team is not going to rotate quick enough for you to hold this goal. So, it's, like, it would have been better if they just left. Like, it would have been just better if they left. Like, if you can't hold the goal, you might as well just not give up the experience on top of the experience that they're getting from scoring and breaking the goal. Like, at the very least, you could probably get 1 rotation of farm, and, you know, you can just wait until the objective spawns. Like, either objective. Like, you have 13 seconds on the last bottom objective, which means you'll have, 12 seconds to clear before middle objective spawns. And even if they break top lane, you're still going to have a significant point lead. So that will still stay the same. Like, you'll still have a point lead, just not as big. But for whatever reason, they try to defend, and then they get punished for it, giving it a little bit more experience to Mewtwo.
I mean, I think at that point, you just want Riker to get out. I think they realized that they overstayed, and they sent all 5 up.
And then on top of that,
to break the goal zone, and they will be able to break it with a big...
Regieleki will also...
2-minute mark hits. I think IX realizes that they're, you know...
overlap with the Kyogre spawn, so they get the double points.
But, you know,
So if they let it in earlier as well, like, keep in mind, that only lasted for 2 extra seconds on top of, like, past the Kyogre spawn. So if they let it in sooner, they still would have probably scored, but they wouldn't have got the double points.
We'll see if those 10 points matter at the end.
We'll definitely see 174-241 IX Gaming, small lead right now. Psychic susses out Kyrios, knows exactly where they are as IX Gaming. Smuglax gonna flail on in, Psystrike's gonna connect, Roland with a good block there. IX Gaming looking for a reset.
Unfortunately for Liko, there's just nothing he can really poke because of Roland's healing, and IX doesn't really have that kind of feeling. Look at Burzy, far in the back. Oh, this might be an int right here. They have to use the Hydro Typhoon. Hits nobody, does nothing. They will get a surf push everybody out, but eventually Burzy goes down. Nobody down for EG just yet.
Ducky gonna eject into the back line, and Riker gets caught out there, right? IX Gaming have 2 members down. Whaley's gonna push a couple members back. Evil Geniuses, this is their time to shine. They're already taking some KOs onto Kyogre, sorry, some damage onto Kyogre. Wailord forced to use their Unite move. Kyogre now at half. Smuglax looking to get on in. Christmas shredding it down. Gotta look for a secure if you're IX Gaming. Do you have it in you? No! Evil Geniuses captures Kyogre, and they are gonna...
And once again, this is just
right here, they have Liko. There's just nothing he can
defenders with poor positioning. Guys, I always say this, but like, and I feel like a broken record because this situation happens so frequently. Defenders think that they're they're God. Like I'm convinced that they just think that they're unstoppable because they're playing defender. Like number one, you're winning. So why are we like? You don't need to make the aggressive play. Like, that's the first thing. So, let's simplify it. Hold on. Like, you're winning, alright? I don't know why Blastoise is literally going for a potential flank, alright? Going for a potential flank, trying to go for a cheeky play, whatever you want to call it. Like, you don't need to do that. Just let them come to you. Let them make the mistake. Because when you do something like this on your own and then you make a high-risk play and it doesn't pay off, you get punished for it, which is exactly what happened. Like, they didn't need to do anything. They are putting themselves in a position to lose by taking the offensive when they don't need to. Now, I'm not saying if you're winning, you don't, never play offensive. I'm not saying that. Like, you can play offensive if there's if you see an opportunity to make an offensive play. Like, if it looks like a promising or favorable situation, go for it. Why not? I'm not saying you have to just wait and do nothing the entire endgame. But this is not one of those times. Even if you get a flank off, the rest of your team is literally on the camera off screen. Like, literally. You can't even see the Blastoise. The rest of the team is here. So who's going to help you when you're just isolated from the rest of the world, which is your team? Like, they're over here, you're over there. What do you what's going to happen here? Not only that, but not only are you separated from your team, like, pretend this is the Great Wall of China right here. And, this is the border, alright? There's a border between you and your teammates, and then there's player number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your side. The 5 people that you don't want to be near in the end game. What do you it's stuff like this that makes absolutely no sense to me. Period. And then what happens now? Okay, so Blastoise decides, oh, let's go surf into the wall.
Doesn't really have that kind of feeling.
Oh, what's that? The 5 people that were on their side? No, that Hydro Typhoon that hit 2 people, but they was cleansed, so they didn't even get CC'd. Blastoise has to Unite move out of desperation because they know they're about to die. And look at that. By the time they're literally in range, oh, so finally, you can see all the people of IX Gaming on the same screen now. Like, they're in camera view, but you're literally about to die. So, literally right before you're about to meet your grave demise, Blastoise is just like, bye, see you later. This guy's just gone, so finito. He's just ready to just rest in peace.
Sure, Typhoon hits nobody, does nothing. They will get a surf push everybody out, but eventually Burzy goes down.
And then not only that, because Blastoise is dying and the rest of the, because Blastoise is getting caught out, that also prompts the Mewtwo to Unite move, which is not really ideal because they don't, it's not even an ideal situation to teamfight. They're already starting off the teamfight in a 5 versus 4. And then you know what happens? Yeah, Mewtwo used their Unite move, but they have a Clefable literally sustaining all the damage they took. Now everyone's back to full HP. Look. Full HP. Almost full HP. Full HP. Almost full HP. This guy's not there. So it's just well, You know, he's not getting healed, but like, he'll be fine.
Nobody down for EG just yet.
Ducky gonna eject into the back.
And then Leafeon gets caught out because they get stunned by the opposing Unite move from Mewtwo. They get future sighted, they get stunned. Oh, and now you got a 5 versus 3.
Some KOs onto Kyogre, sorry, some damage onto Kyogre. Wailord forced to use their Unite move. Kyogre now at half. Smuglax looking to get on in. Christmas shredding it down. Gotta look for a secure if you're IX Gaming.
Like, when I look at this,
Strike's gonna 41.
like, I'll tell you one thing though.
Break it.
Where is it?
Lead IX Gaming.
Look at Burzy, far in the back.
If this were a solo queue game, and like the Blastoise is on my team, they're diving in 1v5, they're about to die, and it's like, check it out, guys. Ping, ping, ping. I'm diving in 1v5. Where's my team? Check it out. That's pretty much what's happening right here. If this were a solo queue game, that is exactly what would be happening. Or, as soon as they die, you know, 5 seconds from now when they're dead, thanks, guys. Thanks. Thanks. I dove 1v5 and I got punished, but don't worry, my team didn't show up to the fight. Thanks.
Oh, this might be an int right here. They have to use the Hydro Typhoon. Hits nobody, does nothing. They will get a Surf Push everybody out, but eventually Burzy goes down. Nobody down for EG just yet.
Ducky gonna eject into the back line, and Riker gets caught out there, right? IX Gaming have 2 members down. Whaley's gonna push a couple members back. Evil Geniuses, this is their time to shine. They're already taking some KOs onto Kyogre, sorry, some damage onto
Okay, so we got 2 more best of 3s. So I'm thinking maybe okay, so we'll watch these 2, and then maybe I'll play some games. Just to kind of mix it up, you know? A little bit of competitive game watching, and we'll play some games. Oh my god. So okay, before we even get into the games though, like this next series, I honestly think out of all, like I'll say this confidently, based on this week's performance of all the NA teams, I think Aftermath Esports are the worst team of the league by far. Like no cap, I actually think they're just flat out last place, number 8. If I could put them at number 9, they would they'd find a way to be number 9.
Here and slow down off in that.
Oh shoot, too far.
Aftermath we saw on the main stream. We'll see.
Ming Karma. Ming Karma took get a drink, get a snack a little bit too seriously. Yeah. So there we go. But yeah, no, I'm ready.
There we go.
Oh, Shift said OBS crashed.
Oh no!
So we'll get that up for you shortly. We'll get that up in a second. Vaporeon also trying to invade Sam. This could be a really good start for Aftermath if they can pick up a KO here and slow down Sam a little bit. Doesn't really seem like Citadel is gonna do much about it. They would rather just get their farm in their lanes, leave Sam out to dry. He'll figure it out later.
I do not want to yield any KOs over to this Magikarp either. If you're able to get online as a Magikarp, you're going to have a very good time, especially if it can happen pretty early on. Immortal's going to respond to that invade with that Snorlax and make sure that Citadel Gaming holds their own central area. Aquilo responding to Lakoding, who has hit level 5 on that Talonflame, trying to prevent these Natus to going over that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're Citadel, you would just rather get the Magikarp up to a higher level rather than having.
Is this supposed to be like a
but in the bottom path, Aftermath picking up a really valuable.
I can't tell what they're going. Like, are they going for like a pseudo score comp with the Talonflame and Greedent, or like what's the?
Looking for some scores up in this top path instead.
Not looking too bad so far. So now level 6 on that Talonflame. Flareon's trying to gather as much experience as they can. Good little invade play, but unfortunately it doesn't go exactly the way, but you do get the Greedent evolve. Now you have some burn and X speed, but Greedent gonna pay for their sins as they get taken out by Citadel.
I'm glad they went mean look for the
That's gonna be really
stupid.
valuable against something like a Greedent. And here comes the Gyarados.
For the stupid
They do
squirrel.
that last little bit before their evolution, and a Kilo up there as well. It doesn't look like Fui wants to run away. Here comes the Talonflame. They have a potion available though. Fly finally will take down that big fish.
Oh, I thought for a second they were going to escape with just a little bit. There's that mean look onto the Talonflame. Sam unable to get as much damage as they had wanted. Talonflame just able to narrowly escape the clutches of Sam, who's not hit that level 7. You'd certainly love that if you're Citadel.
You know, it's not often.
I think Team YouTube
running from a guard of
are like for reference, or just by the way, Citadel Gaming is formerly Team YouTube. All right, so I still call them Team YouTube. So CTG is cringe. Anyways,
up a couple more KOs. We do see the
I think Team YouTube are the only people that are still actively playing Gardevoir. And specifically, who is it? I think it's Sam.
So they are definitely looking better.
Like, when was the last time you seen someone play Gardevoir someone play Gardevoir in North America that wasn't Team YouTube?
Talonflame able to get that Regidrago for Aftermath, and here comes Egg trying to disrupt some of what this Mega Gyarados and Umbreon want to do. Regirock up in the top path. Aftermath a little bit lagging behind, unable to respond just yet.
So, I mean, you would expect with the composition that Aftermath has put together that they do pull out a little bit far ahead early. And the reason that we're, like, surprised about it is because this team didn't look incredible yesterday. But Citadel has a scaling team composition. You have a couple 3-stage evolution Pokemon, and then you've got a Gyarados as well. And now Citadel moving forward, you've got the Vaporeon very low. A couple snipe shots coming out will force Aftermath backwards.
It was a good Mewtwo Y Unite move, but unfortunately just not enough follow-up damage to really make any headway against Citadel. However, you do have that Regieleki making its way towards this T2 goal zone. Lakoding was able to handle that by their lonesome. Gonna look for a last little hit here on this Altaria. And maybe damage at Immortals over on that bottom side. Snipe shot misses the mark there. Now going to hit that mean look onto the Vaporeon. And they're actually going to go ahead and hit that good snipe shot. Helps close that one out.
Flareon's is on Team YouTube or Citadel.
Coming out easily takes down the Mewtwo, and they're going to want to look for more, especially now that they have the Mega Evolution. They're going to just jump right in on top of this Blastoise. Blastoise, not quite level 9, so they don't have a Unite move, but a great surge.
Jumping Wonder, thank you for the Prime, and welcome back for 35 months. I appreciate that.
Able to score some points.
Flareon's is on Team YouTube.
Held by this Gyarados. And
they are the
Inteleon. The goal zones yet, but Immortal is going to block a path, and that might enable this push to go forward. 40 points in, 16-point overdog, not the biggest, but they do get some value on the opposite side. Snorlax going down for Citadel Gaming, so Aftermath has salvaged at least a little bit of experience in their way, and they still have a small point lead.
Yeah, just a little bit of a point lead, and Citadel is going to want to close that gap soon. Great Unite move right there. Able to avoid getting KO'd, at least until that snipe shot comes out. Another one will go a little bit wide, but the mean look is true in that Vaporeon. Quick work made again. It's a tanky Pokemon.
It's from, so these are the off-stream matches from
a snipe
last
shot
night.
And some backline, what is it? Oh, I can't even remember. Side shots.
They weren't shown up, like, there was no B stream, so these matches were played offline, so we didn't see them.
What the moves are called.
Another snipe shot there. Reggie Ice taken here for Citadel Gaming, so good job there. Snorlax going to try to block some of these scores from going in on the bottom pass. Psystrike is going to connect. Blastoise stuck in a mean look, going back to the Pokemon Center. And now it's Citadel Gaming on the offensive. A little bit of an odd man rush here. Psystrike once again going to connect on the Snorlax, but Citadel Gaming, all 5 members converging on this basement objective. And Aftermath has the door open for this T1 push. They're going to go ahead and break that, but Regieleki awarded to Citadel.
Now that Citadel has scaled up, you have your 2-3 stage evolution attacker Pokemon at their full capacity, and you have Mega Gyarados out ahead. You know, there's
Oh, here comes the Mega Gyarados. There's the
Gardevoir
Unite move.
Evolution on that Gyarados. They're going to go and try to chase down this Mewtwo. They will get the Unite move out, but they won't be able to get away. Great Flame Sweep there from Coding will push the team away, and same with the Regieleki.
Okay, we're going to surf on in backwards, and those are some big KOs here for Aftermath. Flareon's caught between a couple of different Pokemon. Coding able to handle that one just so nicely.
Snorlax wasn't there. Well, what was Snorlax doing that entire time?
A good play there from Pokemon.
Chase down this Mewtwo. Gyarados out.
All 5 members converging on this basement objective, and Aftermath has the door open for this T1 push. They're going to go.
Okay, so they got the Regieleki and then they got the Regieleki and then Snorlax recalled. They were probably thinking someone was backcapping, but then
attacker Pokemon at their full capacity, and you have Mega Gyarados.
It didn't happen, and then they kind of just sat there for all eternity.
That Aftermath is going to be able to do here, and we do have Flea getting the Mega Evolution on that Gyarados. They're going to go and try to chase down this Mewtwo.
Bro, he sat in base for like
converging on this basement objective.
Okay, wait.
And Aftermath has the door open for this.
So he got to base at 406.
Evolution on, and same with the go and try to chase down this Mewtwo. They will get the Unite move out, but they won't be able.
Bro, this guy left the base. This guy sat there for basically like 30 seconds.
Flame Sweep there from Coding will push the team away, and same with the Regieleki.
Okay, we're going to surf on in backwards, and those are some big KOs here for Aftermath. Flareon's caught between a couple of different Pokemon. Coding able to handle that one just so nicely. Coding was looking for that Gardevoir. The fly, though, unable to hit them, and a good play there from Immortals just to make sure that the Gardevoir doesn't go down. You definitely do not want that to happen. But we're 1 minute until Kyogre here, Husky, and look at the score, look at the levels. Not too bad here for Aftermath.
Yeah, no, they're doing pretty good. They're holding on to the
Everyone is so underleveled.
At level 12 right now, and they're definitely the player that's kind of leading a lot of.
I'm guessing Snorlax doesn't have XP share because they are level 9 going towards endgame.
Deal with the Coding. Flareon's jumped into a spot that he definitely did not mean to be. Another KO for that Talonflame. Now Egg will get caught here, but that's the Pokemon you'd rather get caught as opposed to your level 13 Talonflame.
Yeah, not too bad. 220, 180, 30 seconds until our first Kyogre of our round 2 matchup. Registeel is the objective in the top path, and we're going to see Flea along with Flareon's and Aquilo respond to it. Might be looking to try to take this down and give themselves a very valuable buff right before Kyogre.
Yeah, Registeel buff and a level 13 Mega Gyarados is that's a little troublesome for Aftermath, but honestly, this is not the sound that I think everybody thought that it would be at this point. Talonflame looks really good, and look at them down there in that bottom path. They're going to look for a potential score. We do have Snorlax positioned where they could see it. Talonflame looking to increase the score lead, and they will. Nobody's going to respond to it. Instead, Citadel going to start chipping this Kyogre.
Yeah, 100 points on the back end, so increased score lead here for Aftermath. Mean look onto the Blastoise, forced to use their Unite move, but those shields are stolen right away from Umbreon. Great play by Aquilo. Unite move here from the Mega Gyarados, looking to try to get the Blastoise, but they're able to get away. So Sad Sam has to use their eject button, but they get caught out. Flareon's also getting called out. Aquilo now going to try to hit this Talonflame. They get caught out, and there are 4 members, Husky, down for Citadel Gaming. Aftermath might be taking this one.
So
yeah, Aftermath
Gyarados was still able to get the Mewtwo and the Blastoise in the back line. You know what's crazy to me is this right here. So first of all, I hate one thing that's remained consistent throughout this entire weekend. The camera person does a horrible job a lot of time. I'm sorry. If there's someone actually managing the camera, they need a pay raise or they got to get a new person because something is not working.
Yeah, 100 points on the back end, so increased score lead here for Aftermath. Mean look onto the
Okay, so Umbreon pops their Unite move in response to the Hydro Typhoon. They steal a shield. They also get August also gets tagged by a snipe shot from the Inteleon. Meanwhile, Flea's trying to dive the back line, gets surfed into Vaporeon and Mewtwo. They get chunked really low. But one thing that confuses me right here, and it's literally right here. So Gyarados is really low. You can see their HP bar. They're literally 20% HP left. And you would think that, you know, they're probably going to die soon. However, they pop their Unite move, and keep in mind, this is Mega Gary. It's not the regular one, so they have a lot of sustain. They pop their Unite move, they're untargetable. Why is Mewtwo on this side running at this guy as if he's going to be able to do something about the guy that's literally going to Hurricane transform into the guy that's literally going to eat you alive? Like, I kid you not, the Mewtwo is literally chasing the Gary.
Kilo, Unite.
Look. Do you see this? This guy thinks he's Jesus.
Hear from the
And then he just walks into the freaking Gyarados Unite move as if, like, what else was going to happen there? And then they end up dying as well.
The Blastoise, but they're able to get away. So Sad Sam has to use their eject button.
Like, forget the wet noodle fight over here. Like, I want to see the Gyarados eat the turtle and the pasty alien.
They get caught out. There are 4 members, Husky, down for Citadel Gaming. Aftermath might be taking this one.
Yeah, Aftermath winning this fight, and Greedent is going to push forward into the goal zone. They're going to look for 100 points. I mean, Flareon's is there to stop it, but they still need, they have a minute left, and they still need to get this Kyogre or push so far forward and get at least 150-ish points before that they can win this game. Citadel needs to pull into the central area and start taking this Kyogre.
Yeah, 50 seconds left, and that is exactly what they are starting to do. Gardevoir starting to chip it down, but here comes Blastoise from Aftermath. Psystrike's going to connect on Immortals.
They're still pulling. They got Inteleon and a Gardevoir. There's also Talonflame.
Snorlax block, and we're going to look for secure. Flareon's looking for it, but it's Mega Gyarados. Citadel Gaming steals the Kyogre. 2 members down for Aftermath. Make it 3. Mega Mewtwo Y trying to slow this push down, but it's not enough. 100 points on the back end for Lakoding, though.
It's 20 seconds left. Everybody is down. We do have 100 points going in. 420.
Oh, good double cap.
They will get a double cap right there. 374. They need 100 more points. They will be able to get it. 474. Citadel comes back, able to take this game. And honestly, it should have been a lot worse than that.
Holy Citadel Gaming.
You know what's funny though? Out of all the games that I've watched from Aftermath, this was the irony is this is probably their best game that they played and they still lost.
620 to 420.
Like if you saw them play on stream yesterday, like bro, those matches were head scratchers, man.
Lost multiple fights throughout that game. And honestly, Aftermath looked pretty good. They honestly looked pretty good. I don't know what to say about it. They looked good. I mean, Lakoding on the Talonflame, I don't really think that Citadel had a great response to it. They did run double attacker, and it required so much scaling that they just could never pull position for them. Very, very tanky. You've got Blastoise and Vaporeon. Also are running after
at the bans. Miraidon was banned and Mew was banned.
It's not bad, you know.
Oh, wait, they actually drafted this time around. Hold on. Oh, wait, no, this is not the match though.
In the current meta, this is kind
of evolved.
The Magician, if we get to
here, so
I am surprised. Like you brought up early on. A little bit faster, level 13, because it can do.
Okay, so someone needs to explain this to me. I genuinely need it to make sense. So Aftermath Esports, not only did they not ban Gyarados, Mega Gyarados to be specific, they were also first pick, so I'm guessing they prioritized the Vaporeon. But the Pokemon that, like, bro, I'm a broken record, man. I've said this so many times within the last, like, 24 hours. At this point, like, it might as well just be, I might as well just get a t-shirt made with, why are we not banning Mega Gyarados if you have so many problems with it? So because there's no admin, and they're only watching through spectator mode, in the actual game itself, you can't actually see the bans. Like, we only get to see, like, the finalized teams. I don't know what was banned.
It does have a good, decent last hitting. It has decent shred on objectives, and you can have that extra item now and take EXP share off.
All right, so they listened to us. Look at the comps. We've got Raichu plus Inteleon this time. So we'll see if this double attacker set kind of works better. We do get Lacoding on the Scyther, which I imagine it will be a Scyther, and they gave Fui back the Mega Gyarados here. So a couple interesting picks. I like Slowbro. Slowbro could be really, really valuable against a Mega Evolved Gyarados, and then you just kind of throw everything at it. And I honestly don't hate this Machamp.
Yeah, I mean, Machamp, we've seen a couple of different times, but good secures early on for Citadel. It's exactly what you want out of your Sobble. Theory looking for a secure on some of the buffs, unable to get it. So Citadel Gaming doing pretty decent early on. Muset Auto connects to a Kilo, but they're going to steal that Citrus Berry with the Magician. Fui gets a stack in.
Yeah, it is interesting, though, to see Aftermath's pathing choices. So they went with the Mew to try to slow down this Gyarados, which it will. Like, Mew definitely slows down the Magikarp a little bit better than something like Machamp would, especially because Machamp also needs to focus on getting those stacks. So I really do like that decision here from them, but now we have the stored power.
Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely shred through this
And that's a 1 minute Mega
Gyarados.
1 minute Gyarados.
Rule 1 of playing against a Gyarados is always try to gank that lane, and unfortunately Aftermath was not able to kind of slow that down, and you have a Mega Gyarados online in the top path very early on, and that has enabled Citadel Gaming to invade the central area of Aftermath, and they are
Bro, I'm convinced someone paid off Aftermath Esports.
Going on.
Like,
Yeah,
I wouldn't even be surprised that in...
Nobody's in the paths.
I wouldn't even
Everyone's
be
just in each
surprised
other's
if in 2
central
weeks I
area,
hear that they
which I like the
disbanded
pivot here from
and they're no
Aftermath.
longer in the
You've got,
league.
you know, Lacoding just being like, all right, they're going to take my
Like,
jungle,
no cap.
here's
I
the
actually
blue,
think that's going to happen.
Take that blue buff away, and you are holding Flareons to a measly level 5, which is really solid if you're Aftermath, but still, they have gone to the other side, Citadel Gaming has, and taken the entire central area of them, so that means that Sam is level 7, Lacoding being caught here, they are going to go down, giving Flareons that KO, very valuable.
Very indeed, and Machamp's gonna have to run away with the submission, try to escape the clutches of Citadel. They do, but we do have a 4v2 push down here. Eggnoob getting chunked down by So Sad Sam, and August on the Machamp also getting chunked a little bit, but now we have a 4v4. Electro Ball is avoided by the evolution, and Fui up in the top path all by their lonesome, finding a ton
Apparently
of
playing for
valuable
$45,000 is not
this
enough
is
motivation
exactly
for these
the way
guys.
Citadel would want this game to go, as opposed to game number 1. They couldn't really leave Fui alone, but now that everybody on Citadel has scaled up to a decent level, they can just leave Fui up there, and instead, Aftermath going to pivot, and they're going to be able to catch Fui here if they can't get back. They're only level 8, they don't have a Unite move, they're going to send 4 up there and take them down.
That's a good call there from Aftermath. They get a lot of value. That was a very high level Gyarados, and you're also slowing it down. You might even earn that top objective, the Regieleki, and maybe slow them down even more. Flareon's on the bottom side, going to be able to secure that Reg Ice for Citadel, and Regieleki is going to walk towards this T1 goal zone of Citadel while they try to siege this T1.
I like the choice from Aftermath to kind of just switch paths and not really try to fight Citadel. That's going to be the way that they're getting value. Currently, the score is tied. Hoopa going to put some more points in, though, for Citadel on the bottom path, break that goal zone. There is still
No.
for Aftermath
That's
to score,
so that's
because
if you get
Flareon
first
will go
place.
ahead and deposit some points as well. They're
So
gonna
if you come
leave
in
it at
8th, I think it's
1, which is
8,000.
pretty good. That sets them up for a
Which
really
would be-
solid overcap later on.
They might go
Like
for
it also,
and
I don't
still play there
know
from Fui,
how
gets
does it
secure
work
on that
if you have a
contested
sub.
bit of
That's I was talking about this
Pokemon.
yesterday.
Raichu is able
Like,
to
because I was
take
looking at the
Regidrago
prize
for
pool,
Citadel,
but like if
and
you have a sub
they're
on your
looking
team
for
and
a
then they don't
pathway to
play,
maybe
do they still get a
take
cut of the
another
money?
goal zone. The T1 goal zone's still up here, but in the bottom path, they're going to have to defend this T1 of their own. Flareon's going to hit a snipe shot, actually miss it a little bit short, but Machamp now online here for Aftermath.
3 members of Citadel now down in this bottom path, trying to get their experience up. We still don't have a level 9 on a
Because
Kilo.
like I was thinking, like,
We'll be able to get it soon.
do you guys
Interestingly
like
enough,
get
it's
like a
Shadow Ball
or
by-
like let's say you have a sub, right?
Reinforcement.
Like an official
Yeah.
sub.
Shadow Ball
They don't
trick,
play.
that's a little
Are
bit
they
of
entitled to a
CC
cut? I'm not
for
sure.
Fui to,
Is there like a
be able to
gentleman's
get some more
agreement, like a
auto attacks
handshake,
on top. You know,
or
if Machamp at level 9, we
like
can
if they're
see a
officially
barrage below,
registered as a
huge
sub, they
in
automatically get a
the
cut no
trying
matter
to
what.
get The Mortals and both teams just kind of scrapping between each other right now. We do see Scyther use a Unite move, immediately responds to it. Kilo immediately responds to it there.
Oh my god, that Machamp.
Better play.
Oh, we do see
Ooh.
Scyther use a
Okay.
Unite move, immediately responds to it. Kilo.
Oh! Oh! That Machamp Unite move. Oh, that's the definition of shadow boxing right there. Oh my god.
Immediately responds to it there. Great play.
Oh,
Machamp is only useful for the Unite move. If you don't Unite move properly, it's over,
Now they're
man.
going to try to take this T1 by storm here. Another submission is going to send Fui back into the Flux Zone, and now they're going to get attacked here. And that is a nice KO for Aftermath as they've saved their T1 goal zone for the time being. Snipe Shot misses the Vaporeon, still full HP for them. And we have a 168-168 all tie here.
Yeah, we a little bit overconfident there, I think, to go in after
168 to 168.
Stun time.
Holy
so if your
smackaroony.
team responds while the submission is going off.
You can't get any closer
that's a lot
than
of time
that.
that you can't do anything, that you can be taking damage. So I think a little bit overconfident.
You know what? I think
We got a
both
little
teams
bit
should win
excited
right
there,
now.
but that does mean Aftermath.
So now it's
Citadel
2-1,
take
and that just
bottom
means
objective.
Citadel
Aftermath's
wins.
going to continue with the trade option and take that top path objective.
Still 168 all, and Fui is going to retreat back to base. Flareon hovering that goal zone on the bottom side. Citadel Gaming responding to this Regieleki, making sure it doesn't go in. Aftermath, they are mostly just capturing wild Pokemon, and they're actually looking for a push on this T1 goal zone. Theory going to hit that Muddy Water, knock Blastoise back a little bit. But Aftermath sees the writing on the wall. They see all the members of Citadel responding, and they're going to retreat.
Yeah, not a bad option here. And then Fui does the same thing, tries to look for an opportunity.
Bye-bye.
to go
See you
towards the
later.
Top path, and again, they're getting caught a little bit. The rest of Citadel has to respond, and now we're going to see them go in. They want this fight.
They're going to go in. There's that slow beam onto Fui, but no real big follow-up there. Scyther misses the mark there. Fui is now going to go on in, and Raichu takes out that Slowbro. Barrage Blow is going to hit a couple into the submission, and Aquilo is still upright. There's that Green Illusion die, but Flareon's able to hit a point-blank snipe. It's actually So Sad Sam that was able to take down that Machamp, and wow, Citadel Gaming, very lucky to survive there.
Yeah, the point-blank snipe is a little bit ridiculous here. Fui, again, does go down, but a great engagement from them and able to withstand the slow beam. I really don't know what was going on with Aftermath while the slow beam was going off. It kind of seems like everyone just stood there for a second and let
like
the
a
slow
snapback?
beam run down. I don't know, the Vaporeon was there, but they responded a little bit too slow with their Unite move, and nobody else had quite arrived just yet. It was a great slow beam, but also a little late here, so they're going to need to get a couple more last hits of experience to get their Unite moves back. We have 0 Unite moves right now in Aftermath. I imagine those will start coming back over the next 20 seconds.
And a Reggie Ice here for Citadel Gaming is going to round out the third basement objective as Aftermath is going to prioritize a Regieleki. And hopefully for them, they're going to maybe push this, or maybe Citadel looking for an ambush play.
Ooh, they are going to catch this Machamp who has to
almost
leave. We do see the Unite moves now starting to come back on Citadel. They have everything, and only 2 now for Aftermath, who really has to hold out for a second until they're able to get that slow
Machamp
beam back,
doesn't
which
have
now they
Unite
do
move.
have it, so now they have an opportunity to
Man,
go
these guys
for
are
it.
under level
They
too. Oh
are
my
in
god.
the lead by 30
Machamp still doesn't have
points,
Unite
so
move.
not
When
too
did he use
many
it?
points here, but that does mean Citadel has to be the team that makes the play.
Heavy
Oh,
levels
now they
here
just
for
got it.
Citadel, the level 13s outpacing Aftermath, and they're going to start chipping at this Groudon. Theory's going to suss out Fui in the tall grass. Egg does have a slow beam available, but no follow-up right yet for Aftermath Esports. A Citadel also still trying to suss out exactly where they're set up, and so far they've done a good job. Vaporeon looking to engage. Snipe
Forcing
shot
the
misses the mark.
Vaporeon
Here
Unite
comes
move?
Blastoise. Here comes
Oh!
Fui, and another Snipe shot connects on the Vaporeon as they're going to likely have to retreat.
Yeah, Vaporeon now very low. They're going to have to back up a little bit, but a fight hasn't completely broken out. We're going to see Gyarados go for a score that is going to put Citadel in the lead. I'm not sure if Aftermath really knows it, but you see the Hydro Typhoon there comes out. Barrage Blow, though, does hit the Raichu. They're able to get
Oh
the
my god. Slowbro uniting
portal to back out, Kyle.
the Blastoise after
Scyther
they
goes
already
down.
united
Slow
is
beam
one of the
was
worst
used
targets
on
you could
the
possibly pick
Blastoise,
from.
but really not for anything.
Oh
And now
my
you have three
god. You
members as
literally have nothing
Flareons.
for Mega
It's a
Gyarados or the
Massive
Raichu or the
snapshot there. And
Inteleon.
now Groudon
Machamp
starting
united
to
the
get
Raichu
shipped
and couldn't
over
even pick
for
up the
Citadel
kill because they do
Gaming.
negative
Machamp
damage.
submission not gonna be enough.
Oh
and this
my
Groudon
lord,
likely going to Citadel.
Jesus.
They're making sure that there's
Aftermath
nobody
might
left
need
to
to,
take
like...
it, and that is going to be a Groudon for Citadel.
No,
as they
I think
make
I
their
see
way
why.
towards these goal zones.
Yeah, they didn't full send on that Groudon the way that I thought they
After
might
seeing
have, but I
these
think they
matches,
also
I
didn't
could
know
see
what
why they
it
were
was.
tilted
They
on
didn't wanna
stream.
give them the secure
Yeah.
on the objective, but then they
Oh
saw
my
them kind
God,
of show
bro.
up on that tier 1 goal zone in the bottom path. That's just kind of a macro knowledge thing that comes with time. They didn't know where the Mew was, but then the Mew showed themselves. So they
Yeah,
were
that was a
able to be like,
disaster
okay,
of
yeah,
a
we
team
won.
fight.
So
Where do I
the
even
Mew
start,
was
man?
visible, and eventually times.
Like, okay, it's bad enough the draft on their end is just pretty bad. Like, Machamp at this stage... How do I even phrase it? Machamp is just a bad pick, alright? Like, I'm not saying Machamp can't work, but overall, objectively, it's just a bad Pokemon. There's so many better options. In this specific situation, they're under level 2. Like, they don't even have... Like, I'm pretty sure they went Cross-Chop, and they're not even level 13, so they're not even getting Cross-Chop stacks for the additional attack.
Which now they do.
They gotta spend their time trying to farm their Unite move.
They are.
Scyther also level 12. Your team comp is dependent on Machamp, Mew, and Scyther to put out damage, and they're just severely underleveled at this point in the game.
Facing Aftermath, and they're going to start chipping at this Groudon. Theory's going to suss out Flee in the tall grass. Egg
Like,
does have a
Slowbro's already
slow beam
taken to less than
available,
half
but no
HP.
follow-up right yet for Aftermath Esports. A Citadel also still trying to suss out exactly where they're set up, and
Vaporeon is, like, going in to the middle of 4
so far,
people.
they've done a good job.
They get
Vaporeon
isolated,
looking to
Hydro
engage.
Pump, they're forced to Unite
Snipe
move.
shot misses the mark.
to
But here
escape.
comes Blastoise. Here comes Flee.
They get
and
snipe
another
shotted,
snipe
so
shot
they have to
connects on the
reset.
Vaporeon, as they're going to likely have to retreat.
Yeah, Vaporeon now very low. They're gonna have to back up a little bit, but a fight.
And then they still gotta wait for Vaporeon. Meanwhile, Gyarados is just like, you know what? Might as well just score. Then Mew pops her Unite move. There's the Machamp Unite move. Lands onto Blastoise and Raichu, but doesn't even get any kills. I have no idea why Slowbro is uniting Blastoise of all people on that squad. So now, the moment Slowbro uses their Unite move, it's like, okay, Mega Gyarados can pop their Unite move at any point.
Raichu, they're able to get their eject button out in time, and they will be able
Scyther
to use
goes
the portal to back out, Kyle.
Aggressive. Like Scyther tried to 1v3 the backline. Like, where'd they even go? Okay.
Blow, though, does
Scyther, okay, dual wing beats, or, sorry, not swords, the double hits into the middle of 3 people.
hit the Raichu, they're able
Pops her Unite move and immediately just melts from 100% HP to what is like 20%, and then they just die after.
And they will be able to use the Hoopa portal to back out.
Like, they died so quickly that they didn't even get to activate their Unite move again, like the second time.
Kyle.
And then you
Scyther
burn every
goes
single
down.
Unite move and
Slow
it's just
beam
over.
was used on the Groudon, starting to get chipped over for Citadel Gaming.
God damn, bro. These are some rancid games. Rancid. Alright, I still gotta watch one more best of 3, but you know what? I think I'm gonna play some games. I think if I watch any more in a short span of time, I'm gonna lose all my remaining brain cells. Let's play some games. I wanna be the very best. That's my Mac. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. Do-do-do. Let's see here. So we got to open up the game capture. I'm almost legend. Well, I'm like more than halfway there. Technically speaking, I could get it today. But what's the rush, guys? What's the rush? Uh-oh. Why is my game capture not working? Game capture. Hold. Hold. Okay. Let me disconnect the power. And reconnect the power. Not this shit again, bro. No, no, no. Is it a holiday in Canada today? Yes, it's the Easter Bunny Day. The Easter Bunny comes once before Easter. Oh, there we go. Perfect, perfect. Okay, we got video. We're Gucci. We're Gucci, we're Gucci, we're Gucci. There we go. See, perfect, guys. Perfect. Now we can play some games. I wanna be the very best. It's a holiday in US. America. Bro. Bro, it's only like 3 days into the new season. What do you mean? This is I want to change the name for this account, but at the same time, I don't have any more rename cards. That's the problem. Which kind of bugs me. Let me see what's going on here. My thing is a bit laggy. Well, I have to close some programs as well. I think I got like a bunch of shit running in the background, and it's slowing down my computer. My computer's gonna die. Abort, abort. The new season started? Oh, it's my Google Chrome. You know, it's in this. Excellent. Okay. You guys know what to do. I'm gonna turn on the song requests, alright? You guys gotta suggest some, or sorry, you guys gotta request some bangers. Some real bangers, so, I can get into the mood of playing Pokemon Unite. Something that will, get the blood pumping. Benzie box? Alright, sure. Where's, Alright, let me see if I can find, hold on. I don't want to play solo, guys. I'm scared of solo. Solo scares me. I need a duo. I need a trio. I need a 5-stack. Friday? Yo, it's not even Friday. You can't even request that song. Bro, like, look how easy it is, man. Okay, so it started off a bit weak, alright? So I was playing solo, then I decided to do two wins, then 3 losses. Then we went on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 game win streak. Then we lost one that was just sad, and then we won one. And then we stopped there. Frog Friday song? Bro, is that like there's only one Friday song. It's the Rebecca Black song. The one where she got crucified by the public masses and then she like semi-retired from music and then I think she came back like 3 years afterwards. They had to give her time to like cope with the crippling depression of having the most disliked song on Spotify or whatever at the time. Hold on. Sorry, I just had to set this up properly. Not trying to get copyrighted. Okay. Almost done. Almost done. Do you watch Beast Games? I was just watching this season. I didn't even know there was a new season. Alright, hold on. Before I start, let me go use the restroom very quickly. Very, very quickly. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I didn't know there was a new season. I watched the last season though. Like, isn't it just like a corny version of like Squid Games? They just play a bunch of activities and then whoever's the last person standing wins a bunch of money, except nobody dies. I wanna be the very best. Alright, be right back. Give me like 2 minutes.
One more person comes up to me on a Monday and says, "Happy Monday!" I'm gonna beat the fuck out of them. Happy Monday, my ass. It's time to go. It's stuck in my mind, not in my soul. Been on this road too many times before. It's time to go home. 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 It's time to go.
Alright, I'm back. This stupid cable is gonna be the death of me. Wow, look at the old school thingy. I wanna be the very best. You know what's funny? Ever since I say well, not funny, haha. But the funny thing is, despite the fact that it's overpowered, I have actually not played against many Mega Gyarados since I started playing this new season. I think I've seen it maybe like twice out of the entire current season play thing. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Oh, you can? Oh, my bad. Hold on. Hold on. What about now? Have you ever met Justin Bieber at Tim Hortons or something? Yes, I have actually.
I'm going down, 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 down. And I just can't believe my first love won't be around.
I've seen him at the Rogers Center, and I threw a snowball at him.
Thought you'd always be mine, mine. Baby, 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 oh, like baby, 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 no, like baby, 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 oh. Thought you'd always be mine, mine.
Luda. When I was 13, I had my first love. There was nobody that compared to my baby, and nobody came between us or could ever come above. She had me going crazy. Oh, I was starstruck. She woke me up daily. Don't need no Starbucks. She
Oh,
had
shoot,
my
I screwed up.
heart down. Skip a beat when I see her
Hold
on
on.
the street and at school on the playground. But I really wanna see her on the weekend. She knows she got me dazing, cause she was so amazing. And now my heart is breaking, but I just keep on saying.
Baby, baby, oh, like baby, 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 no, like baby, baby, oh. Thought you'd always be mine, mine. Baby, 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 oh, like baby, baby, no, like baby, baby, oh. Thought you'd always be mine, mine. Now I'm all gone. Now I'm all gone. Now I'm all gone. I'm gone.
All right, hold on. Before I start, I made a boo boo. I made a boo boo. I made a boo boo. After this game, I will, we can play. Okay, I made a boo-boo because my stream... Oh, sorry. I think when I reset my settings for Twitch, it changed... Like, it defaulted all my settings, so now... Like... My YouTube isn't filtering out the playlist anymore. I need to, like, stop it before anything happens. Okay, I know it's gonna be a little unfortunate, guys, but just for this match, there's not gonna be any music, okay? It's just to be safe. After this match, I'll have it playing again. See, who knew changing my Twitch name was gonna be such a problematic thing? Wow, look how much fun I'm having, guys. Bully the noobs. Bully the noobs. Oh my god. Oh, damn. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Oh, no. We got this, I believe. Come, friends, assemble. Friends, no, the power of friendship is strong. I need you. I need you now. I believe! I still believe! I still believe! Score! 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 No, score! Okay, kill him and then score. That's fine too. But score! Oh my god, bro. I can't stop that. Y'all crazy, man. What do you think I'm gonna do? Stop them with my optimism? Relax, guys, relax. I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. Oh my god, bro. I can't freaking fire punch this guy because he's flying over the damn wall. Ugh. Oh my goodness, bro. Okay, whatever. How do I fix this? Don't worry, guys. Instead of hitting the objective, let's chase for kills, and then on top of that, you don't do anything anyways. Oh my god.
You lose.
Okay, I think. Oops. What do you mean? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me take this out. This. Okay, there we go. Let me see if this is working the way it's supposed to now. So let me play that song. Okay, it's not working the way it's supposed to. Man, I don't want like it was working fine before. What happened? What happened? Do I gotta like restart the stream on YouTube? Bruh. Okay, wait. Let me get Resi into the lobby and then I'll worry about this after. Ugh. Uh, and this for a second. And then let's